Welcome back to DVC Weekly. This is episode 162. My name is Jason Erpelding. I'm the broker of Buy and Sell DVC. I'm here with Scott Ferrioli.
I'm the owner of DVC-Rental.com and BuyandSellDVC.com.
And if you're watching this on the first day's release, it is March 13th, 2024, which means your 11th-month window is February 13th, 2024. And the 7th-month window is October 13th, 2024. As always, you can find us here on YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook groups, TikTok. And, I just want to give a quick mention to DVC-Rental.com. Remember the dash to save the cash, because, I saw where someone said, hey, their DVC-Rental is advertising this reservation. It's $4,000 less than going through Disney. This seems too good to be true. I know there's a lot of scams out there. And basically the people commented, they're like, no, it's not. This, DVC-Rental is like the middleman. You have members looking to run out their points, making reservations. And they said the only thing is you're going to have to make your reservation far in advance. And you really, you don't want to, you can't cancel the reservation. But it's not too good to be true. It's reality. You got people, they're changing lives over there at DVC-Rental.
Yep.
Saving cash.
Yep. I mean, technically, they can cancel. We do offer the travel insurance. However, if you do cancel, there is a penalty. So there's no way to just cancel without some sort of penalty, because these are DVC members' points with expiration. So we have to make some adjustments.
And I mean, I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but I mean, I'm guessing 99.9% of runners never cancel or anything. Or
I don't know if it's that high, 99.9, but it's not a lot. It's probably 90-something%, I would say, don't cancel. But yeah, it does happen, but not that often. For some reason, it happens in waves. There'll be no cancellations for 3 months, and then we'll have 3 people cancel within 1 week. So it ebbs and flows, but it's a very small percentage of people that actually do cancel.
And now we're on to the DVC, or we're starting with the buy and sell side of things. And we're starting with another one of our questions that we asked, which was, what do you think is most important with how you use your membership? And the choices were the resort that you own, the U-share you own, the number of points you own, and the year your membership ends. So I'm just going to start with the 2 things that finished at the bottom. And the one that finished at the bottom was the U-share that you own. Finished with 1%. It only had 2 votes. So if you're out there, like some people that are looking into DVC, they do get wrapped up in, what U-share should they buy. Now, you don't really want to get wrapped up in it, because a lot of times you're going to vacation at different times of the year. So the U-share is not going to be a huge factor. Now, if you do vacation, if your past history shows that you vacation, every December for 10 years, well, then you may want to buy that December U-share, or then you go backwards from there. October, September, August, those would all work good for someone that travels in December. But if you're bouncing around for the year, the U-share is not a factor at all. And then the other one was the year your membership ends only got 3% for votes. And that's really, I think, has to do with the fact that if you're in love with the membership, like, for example, if you're in love with a resort like Beach Club, and you want to stay there, your kids want to keep staying there, whatever the case may be, you're going to buy that resort even though it ends 2042. And then it was actually, the next one was actually the resort that you own only got 18 votes, 15%. Again, the resort.
Very surprised by that.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be a lot higher. I thought the top 2 were going to be much closer than this, possibly even flipped. But yeah.
And then the top one was the number of points that you own received 90 votes. 78% of the voters voted for the number of points you own. And I guess that has to do with, like, especially if you only are going to go in with one purchase, you don't want to all of a sudden be behind the 8 ball and you're borrowing points. I think people would say you probably want to go in with caution and buy more points than you need, because you can bank the points, you can rent out the points, you have more flexibility. So it was more of the number of points that you own they felt was the most important for how they were going to use their vacation club membership. Because remember, when you go in to purchase, you're going to pick the resort that you own, the use share that you own. That's just simply the month that you get your points, the number of points you own, and then each resort has a different end date or expiration year.
And again, I was surprised by this because there's so many people out there who really, I've never felt this way, but that really push the buy where you want to own. Like that's the most important thing. If you know you want to be a Grand Floridian, you've got to buy a Grand Floridian, and that's what they say. That's never really how I felt. Like when I voted for this as well, I voted for the most important thing was the number of points you own, because again, I own at a lot of places, and the majority of my points are at Saratoga Springs, but I very rarely ever stay at Saratoga Springs because I use it for all the other resorts. But I thought that this was going to be much higher for resort you own, and I figured that they'd be neck and neck. But I mean, it appears that the points blew away this, and I don't know where all of the buy where you want to own people are.
Exactly. I don't know where they were on this survey.
I mean, there's 18 of them at least, but I'm just shocked by how much number of points blew everybody away.
Definitely. And now we're on to the food review of the week.
Come here, I'm gonna eat you! Get in my belly!
So for today's food review, I went to Amorette's Patisserie at Disney Springs. I'd gone there several weeks ago. I did some reviews there. My family and we tried 3 different items because they've got rid of all of their Christmas items and now they've got some newer stuff in. And this is not a newer one that I'm going to do right now, though. This is the Mickey Mousse for $9. It's a chocolate chiffon cake with white chocolate mousse, dark chocolate mousse, chocolate Mickey ears, and little accents on it. This was definitely the best looking of all of the items, but it was also by far the worst of all of the items. Nobody liked the gel covering that was on it that gave it that nice shine. The taste wasn't great. My son loves chocolate mousse from Disney. There was barely any chocolate taste to it, and we felt that it just fell flat. We definitely would not get this again. Again, looks really awesome, and if you give me, you want to take pictures, it looks wonderful for Instagram, but the taste itself, not good. 4.3. One of the lower ones we've done, unfortunately.
Oh, that is.
And again, love Amorette's. They've had fantastic stuff so far. But we've tried 2 things previously. Both are really, really solid. This one, not good. And this is one of their staples. This is one that they have, year round. Not good.
And now we're on to the DVC-Rental side of things.
So we've been getting a lot of people taking advantage of our last minute deals recently. Our team has been pushing a lot of it on social media. It's been getting a lot of great responses. We've had a lot of discounted rooms coming in. But I want to mention that a lot of we've had stuff like we were just pushing one today that was a great deal for next January. But I want to put out there that mostly the last minute discounted stuff is for stuff that's upcoming. And there's going to be a lot of people who are hitting us up going, what do you have for the summer? So if you're looking for summer, you really need to start booking now. A lot of stuff selling out. Small options like Beach Club, Boardwalk are already going to be gone, especially in the studios. I would expect that availability for the summer is probably going to start disappearing in the next month or so. So definitely you want to start booking soon. You can do that on the check availability page. We also do have on our deals page a bunch of confirmed reservations over the summer, but definitely I would start with check availability that, for the specific dates that you want. That way it pulls in exactly what's left. And also on the bottom, it'll tell you any deals that start right around when you're looking to check in. So it'll still even pull in the best deals from the deals page for you when you use check availability. Just so you know, large resorts, Saratoga Springs and Old Key West are probably going to be around for a little while longer. But it's the smaller resorts. It's typically, for lack of better word, it's the more in-demand resorts that are possibly going to be gone. Saratoga and Old Key West are always typically the least in demand and the largest resorts, even though they're great resorts. They'll probably be there for a while. But if you're looking for anything besides Saratoga and Old Key West, you really, really want to start looking now.
And where can they find these deals again? Remind them. So DVC-Rental.com.
DVC-Rental.com, and then click on, you can go under the buyers tab and select check availability. There's also a check availability button. There's also a big picture of a check availability thing with a picture of a calendar on it. We try to make it, check availability is such an important one that we want to make it as easy for people to find. So like on the front page, there's 3 or 4 different spots where you can find the button or links to click for check availability. But again,
there's a button for confirm reservations, or
well, all the confirm reservations are on the deals page.
deals page. They want to look for a deals button.
So there's a deals button as well.
Gotcha.
But again, specifically for this, I would start with check availability, because say you go, I want to go from June 11th to 15th. When you do that, our system checks DVC. They'll tell you exactly what's available for June 15th. And then on the bottom of that, it'll pull in all the confirmed reservations that check-in is like a week or so away from June 11th. So anything from like June 4th that falls in there, it'll automatically pull in the deals for you. So you don't even have to, check both places. Check availability, put in what dates you want, and it will pull in the deals as well. If your dates are flexible, the deals page is a good place to possibly start, because then you can sit there and say, I'm flexible. Let's just find the best bang for the buck we can, or see, what discounts you have. But if you know about when you want to go, I'd start with the check availability page, because again, it will pull in those same exact deals that I just mentioned.
And I don't know if this affects the situation at all, but this year, Orange County Schools here in Orlando finished school before Memorial Day. It's always been after Memorial Day. They finished before Memorial Day, so it may affect crowds earlier than you're expecting. So
Yep,
keep that in mind.
That's true. I'll also mention, since we have a little time right now, the last 2 weeks of August, if you've got some flexibility, typically we'll sell out a little bit later, and there'll be some good options left, because the kids in Orange County typically go back around mid-August. So sometimes the last 2 weeks of August, when like if you're up north or anywhere, your summer's starting to wind down a little bit, it'll start being a little less crowded at the parks. And maybe a month or so from now, you might be able to still find some decent availability for the last 2 weeks of August, and the crowds will probably be a little bit better. So something else to possibly look into.
Definitely. That's a great tip there. Hopefully you enjoyed this nice condensed show. We sped it up a little bit.
That's because we didn't talk about Vero Beach at all. So it didn't go on for an hour and a half.
So hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully you'll be back next week. Please leave some comments for us.
Yep, please click that like, subscribe. Anything you do really helps us out. So thank you very much.
Thank you.